Hello everybody, this is Mrs. Burr from the Kimball Library, and I'm here on another Thursday to show you something that will be fun to make, I think. I bet you've made one before, and it's called weaving, and we're going to use paper to do it. And what I've done first, we have to prepare for our project. So I've taken a piece of paper, and this is a stiffer piece of paper because I think it holds up better. But I folded it in half, the lengthwise, like that. And then I've taken a pencil and I used a ruler to put it alongside of the paper and to mark where I'm going to be drawing my lines, just as a guide. So I started at the center where the fold is, and I'm going to draw down toward the end about a thumb before I get to the end. And then I've drawn the line, and I've done that all the way down, as you can see. Just a simple line so that we have a place to cut. And then I've made some colored pieces of paper, pink and green and orange and blue, and I thought I've just cut them. They don't have to be the exact same size, each one, but you just cut some strips of paper on the tall end of your paper. We want a longer piece, so they came from the long ends of the paper, not the short end, the long end. So I have some papers ready, and now what I'll do is cut the strip where I've drawn the line, and that's going to be my guide for my weaving. I bet you've done this before, like I said, and it's a lot of fun because you can almost make the colors that you like best. You can put them in the places that you want. But sometimes we might use colors in an order, and that's what I might do today. A pattern. So we'll see what happens when we begin. So I've made my cuts right here, right up to the end, and I'll open it up and you'll see I have all of these cuts in my paper. I'm going to put it down in front of me and then take one of my colors. I think I'll take green to start with, and I'm going to be weaving in and out, or over and under, over and under, over and under, over and under, all across the paper. It's easy to do, especially when we first start, because there aren't any tight spots. And then you'll see it will look like that. And then you push it in place as far down as it will go, keep it smooth, and then pick a new color. This time I'm going to go under and over, so that we do just the opposite of what we did before. Over and under. Then we push it down in place. We have two colors now. Then I think I'll do a bright, maybe a green. And I will do, this time, this one was under the paper. This one will go over the paper. And we keep repeating that all the way down to the very end of our work, so that when we're finished, we'll have like a checkerboard of pretty colors that we picked. Now I think I'll use a pink, bright pink. This one will go under and over. It doesn't get too difficult until you get down to the very last row, and then it's a little bit tighter to put your paper in. so you have to be careful. But each time, push your paper in place so that it's nice and neat. And you've got all of these edges hanging over, but afterward we'll cut those off and make it nice and neat. And maybe I'll do a blue now. So then you'll see. And then we could repeat our colors so that it would make a nice pattern if that's what we wanted to do. There's another shape that you could also pick if you wanted to. You could pick a shape like that, which looks like a little wiggly worm. I just did that with my scissors around and around and around on the paper and made a wiggly worm. You could do that too if you wanted. But I'm keeping mine just in the colors, and when I'm finally finished, you know, I'll have a picture that looks like that. See all the pieces? Over, under, over, under. So there we are, the pattern. This is one that I made earlier, so it has different colors on it. But you'll notice the shiny pieces. Those are little pieces of ribbon that I put on top of my colors. And I just slid them underneath each piece, all across every row, and it makes it sparkle. I think it would make a nice placemat for my breakfast, don't you? Or you could put a frame around it too and make a nice picture. I did this one, and I also did this one. Two different kinds. This one has sparkle too, but this one is made with color and a pattern paper, so you can see. And when you're finished with your paper all the way down to the bottom, what you would do is cut off the sides like this, where they're hanging over. Make it nice and neat, just like that on the end. And then we'll take a little bit of glue. If you have it done all the way down, I'm just going to show you how it would look at the end. Then we're going to take the glue and lift up each little flap that we've done and just put a little glue there to hold it in place, just like that. And it keeps it tight. And then you might have to turn it over and do the other side too, because they're showing on both sides of our paper. There, just like that. And then we would do the other flaps. And when you're finished, you'll have a pretty checkerboard color. I think you'll like it. This is another piece of paper that you could use if you have some at home. It might have stripes on it or maybe big circles. Special paper is fun to use. Or you could just color if you wanted to. You could make a little design on each of your squares that you've put in. Or you could make, who knows, decorations on the side. You can decorate it any way you want to, but it's fun to use a pattern. Patterns are the most fun, I think. So, have a good time making a piece of paper weaving. Bye-bye. See you next time.